Well, Mark has decided to retire. It's very difficult to sum up his career, isn't it? Because it has just been phenomenal.
One word for me springs to mind: inspirational. I first met Mark when I was 13 years old. I was playing for Derbyshire under 13s. Little ground in Derbyshire, Shipley Hall, and Mark turned up with Middlesex, and we already knew the name Mark Ramprakash at that age, and that's how word was getting around that there was a special talent emerging. So we were all keen to see just how good this player was, and from the moment he arrived and got out of his car, there was an aura about him, and he duly went out and spanked just short of 100 actually. He was run out in that particular game. But he served as an inspiration, not just for me, but that year group, if you like, and the players around that age group. As he grew through the system, we were all desperately trying to catch up with him and keep up with him in terms of just how good he was emerging to be as a player. And he made pro level, as did some of us. But really, that inspiration has carried on through a 25-year career. It's been immense. Unbelievable statistics, 114 centuries, an average of 53, and just under 36,000 runs. It speaks for itself, doesn't it? And I believe that Mark will continue life beyond professional cricket and playing it as an inspiration. He's that type of character, and still has an enormous amount to offer the game of cricket. And I'm sure we'll see in the next few months, years to come, that he will put back into the game a lot of, no doubt, the pleasure and satisfaction that he's taken from it over the last 25 years.
Of the players you've played with, of the players you've played against, I'd have thought he is right up there, isn't he?
He's been the batsman of my era. Yes, because he scored a lot of runs, Churchy, and more runs than anybody else that I can remember. I know Graham Hick was prolific in that period, but there was an aesthetic pleasingness about the way that Mark went about his business, how technically he set himself up. And so the young batsman growing through the system would watch Mark bat and immediately think, I want to be that player, I want to bat like Mark Ramprakash, because he just looks so beautifully technically sound, and that's really, you know, if you look for why he scored so many runs throughout his long career, it is, yes, mentally very, very strong, very, very capable of dealing with pressure and pressure situations, but I think it's his technique which has allowed him, such a wonderful, beautiful technique, which has allowed him to deal with those moments of pressure and handle difficult situations, and then go on and score not just runs but big runs. I mean, I can think of no other player who kept churning out. As a period when he kept churning out double hundreds for fun, didn't he? Which is a mark of the man. And look, he'll be. You can't replace Mark Ramprakash. In fact, you just don't replace players like that. So he will be very sorely missed as a batsman alone in his runs, but also as a person, character within the dressing room. And we wish him well. As I say, I think he will continue to be an inspiration to many people, certainly to myself, in the months, weeks and years to come.
Yeah, what a career, what a person, a great friend of mine, a teammate, both at Surrey level and England level. And I don't think it's a sad day, it's almost a day of celebration, a day to celebrate what a wonderful cricketing career Mark Ramprakash has had. You just have to look at the stats, they don't lie. Over 100 hundreds, what he's achieved both north of the river at Middlesex. I think he got even better since he's come to Surrey. And a wonderful cricketer, but most importantly to me, a great person, a great man, and a very good friend.
And one of the most dedicated cricketers, if not the most dedicated cricketer, with the amount of time he's played and the amount of runs he's scored.
We just have to look at him. You know, he's in his early 40s now. In a way, he looks no different to when he first started. I first played against him. He was 16. It was a pre-season game, Middlesex against Surrey here at the Oval. He was facing Sylvester Clarke, and he was a schoolboy, Mark Ramprakash, but he played Sylvester Clarke, who is one of the quickest bowlers I've ever seen. He played him pretty easily, and from that moment I thought, who is this lad? And I followed him closely while he was making his way with Middlesex, and then, as I just said there, played with him at England, played with him at Surrey, and appreciated what a fine cricketer he was. He'd be the best domestic cricketer of the last 15, 20 years. You know, if I'd said Graham Gooch was a standout when I first started, not just for England, but I'm talking about his record with Essex, then Mark Ramprakash, along with Graham Hick, but Mark actually outlasted Graham Hick. But as a domestic cricketer, I can't believe there have been many better.